The Alpha Sessions live on Radio Brockley.
A big hello to Sabrina Parker. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Thank you very much for coming down again.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be back.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
So last time you were here, you left your mark on the Alpha Sessions at the end by not only doing an Ellie Goulding impression during the interview, but also you sung a Little Mermaid song on the tube and did a story.
Yep.
And then tagged us in it.
I did.
We're not going to let this go, just so you know.
That's fair. That's, you know what, that is complete. I brought it upon myself. You know, I can't blame you.
Okay, so we might need to ask you a little bit further along in the interview when you're a little bit more warmed up.
Oh, yes.
Cool.
I'm very
Awesome.
ready for that.
How's everything going? What have you been up to?
Oh, so much. I finished my university degree in June.
Exciting.
I passed. I did it,
Yeah.
which is good. I'm happy with that. You know, a lot of people, you know, being a musician at LSE, a lot of people are like, oh, yeah, like Mick Jagger. And I'm always like, no, because he dropped out after 2 terms. I did the whole thing. I win.
Yay, 3 years?
3 years.
Nice.
Yes, ma'am.
I always think a degree is, let alone a test of the subject, it's a test of your commitment.
Oh, my Lord, yes. Oh, yes. You're like, how much do I love international history?
Is that what you studied?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. It was a lot of reading.
Have you incorporated international history with your music?
I wish, but no.
There must be a way to do that.
I'm sure there is. Like, I'm sure there are like protest songs or things like that. But I find the history of music really exciting. Actually, I was thinking of doing a master's in writing about the
History of music?
Well, kind of the significance of like the 90s rap movement in LA.
That's pretty
and
cool.
how it, you know, kind of corresponded with US politics.
Yeah.
But I don't know any university that would be like, oh yes, you know, listening to NWA, that's totally a degree. So.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah.
I've heard all sorts of titles. I'm sure there's one
It's
out
true.
there.
Yeah, definitely true.
If it's not a master's, it might be something else.
It should be.
So, yeah. So for those of you that hasn't heard Serena's music before, how would you summarise it?
Wannabe Katie Tunstall? No?
Yeah. That's no,
yeah.
joking.
No,
Heavily inspired.
Yes,
I prefer
exactly.
that terminology.
Exactly. I like that too. Inspired by the style of Katie Tunstall. Yeah, kind of indie acoustic singer-songwriter style. I thought I'd break away from the genre as, you know, a white female with a guitar and go into the indie genre because there are so few of us in that genre. Yeah, I'm really, you know, breaking down barriers here, you know.
I'm looking at you going, she's been a bit sarcastic.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Be really awkward if she's not.
Yeah. For the listeners, that was entirely sarcastic.
I genuinely have an issue understanding sarcasm, so there was a moment where I was like,
yeah.
okay. Shall we start with the song?
Yeah,
Is that all
absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
What are you going to play for us?
This one is called Leave It All Behind. It's a new one, and I wrote it in the past couple of months.
Amazing. Looking forward.
I was not who you thought you had. You painted us colors we never found together. It was all gray. Gave me scraps of affections I shaped into love, but they fell back apart when you took both your hands and drove far, far away. 'Cause I never fit in your rose-tinted world. And darling, don't paint me as what we never were. So next time you find an old piece of my mind, let it go. Leave it all behind. You're in my past, you live in a picture, and I don't ask, but I know that you still do. I know you still do. First first love is honest, but it's really true, and I don't wanna hear about you. 'Cause I never fit in your rose-tinted world. And darling, don't paint me as what we never were. So next time you find an old piece of my mind, let it go. Leave it all behind. So next time you find an old piece of my mind, let it go. Leave it all behind. Let it go. Won't you leave it all behind?
So this is a new track.
Yes.
What's it all about?
Oh gosh.
Not trying to get personal here or anything.
Well, it's about, so, you know, after like a breakup, you've got all these memories and these, you know, like little bits of memorabilia that you don't even realize you had, like a jumper or a toothbrush or, you know, weird things that are just like left that you know, find. And, you know, often when you find these things, some people are tempted to be like, oh, hey, remember your toothbrush? Do you want it? And it's kind of about, you know, moving on and saying, nope, leave that in the past. That's okay.
What would you do with it, or just stick it all in the bin?
Yeah. Well, no, I would definitely, not the toothbrush, with the jumper, I would definitely take it to a charity shop.
Okay,
Yeah.
but stick the rest in the bin.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Fair enough. Going on to that, what, in terms of writing new songs, what do you think it is that inspires you?
People, definitely people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I find them just really fascinating. Like, sometimes you get the most inspiration just from sitting on a bus, you know, sitting behind two old ladies having like a proper natter about what they're doing. Just like, oh, you're all right, Doris, what do you do on this Saturday? Oh, my grandson.
Is that in a song?
Yes, I do the accent as well. Just like, oh, Doris, you know. It's got more of a folky country
I'm waiting
vibe
for
to
a
it.
chorus.
Yeah.
It's going to be called Oh Doris.
I'm expanding my repertoire into old ladies, yes.
Sabrina's got a new EP coming out. It's titled Oh Doris. I'm joking, it's not as your thing.
Can you imagine?
It'd be amazing if that's
Oh
yours.
man, yeah. It might have to be a thing now.
So you released a couple of these, a couple of amazing tracks last year.
Thank you.
One was called Babysit Your Happiness.
Yes.
And the other was called Write You Down.
Yes.
Can we chat about those a little bit?
Oh yes, please. Yes.
So Babysit Your Happiness, let's start with that first.
Mhm.
I remember you played that when you were on the show last
Yeah.
time, and I remember thinking, this is cool.
Thank you.
I
think it's cool.
What's that about?
That's kind of in a similar strain to the one I just played, where it's about, you know, being responsible for someone else's happiness. When even if it's like a friendship, you know, a family member or a relationship, it's about sometimes people don't know how to, you know, deal with their issues in one way, so they put everything on one person, and how
In a
heavy
negative way.
exactly,
Okay.
and you know how heavy that emotional burden can be. And it's not necessarily the fault of that person, it's just, you know,
How
about
things are.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Write You Down?
Write You Down is actually a positive song.
Hey.
It's a happy one. It's about, you know, when you first fall in love with someone and there are so many amazing things that you can't quite put a pin on exactly why they're such an amazing person,
Yeah.
but it's about, ironically, being unable to write you down. I wrote it down and put it in a song. But, you know, it's a metaphor. It's fine.
So we were chatting on air just now, and we've got Emmy McDade, who's our final act of the day, waiting in the wings, if you like. And a question that I wanted to ask both of you is, both of you are so positive as people, but then when you listen to your music, it's so sad. How do you make that a thing, and how do you stay so positive in your personal lives, but then so negative in your musical lives?
I think it's a catharsis thing, you know. If all the negative energy, you manage to work through it and put it into something, you know, tangible like a song, then it's a good way of actualizing it and being like, this is exactly how I feel. This is what I, you know I feel at the moment. And then you can kind of move on and be a positive person. I mean, yeah. But I also think that, you know, it's quite, nice to write about sad things sometimes. I think if you get kind of entrenched in the top 40 kind of pop hits kind of thing, it's all like, tonight is the night and this is the club and we're in the best place.
You clearly listen to top 40.
Oh yeah, I'm
really
really
often.
down with the youth, guys. I know all about,
But they say that sometimes the happiest sounding songs are actually about really sad things.
Oh,
but because
yeah.
of the tempo and the rhythm,
Oh, definitely.
it makes them sound happy even when they're really sad.
Yeah.
Like songs that me and you might think are really happy,
Yeah.
actually, if you dig really deep into it,
Yeah.
they're not at all.
I mean, look at, what's it called? I'll Be Watching You. Like,
Yeah.
people think of it as this really romantic song.
Yeah.
And I read something the other day about someone had it as their wedding song. It's like, but he's watching you. It's like, it's
He's
not
a
cute.
stalker.
It's kind of scary.
I don't know, I think it can be quite deluding.
Oh, yeah. I
But-
feel that.
Is it intentional,
The
the sad music thing?
I think so. I mean, so like I'm a person who like personally I've struggled with mental health. I've had a lot of friends who've struggled with mental
We'll get
health
to that in a
and
minute.
yeah, and I think that it's only just being opened up as a conversation.
Yeah.
Like people, so many young people for years and not in the typical, because you tend to think of, mental illness as, the moody teen kind of age, but it happens much earlier than that. It happens around primary school that these, symptoms start to emerge. And I think for me, writing about how I feel, just because often what's so hard is to make the pain something that's real and not just in your head. So if you have something as a vehicle to say, I'm going to put into words how I'm feeling and how to deal with it, then for me, that's quite a, good way of working through it. Yeah.
So would you say it was an outlet as such?
Definitely an outlet. Yeah. But I mean, it happens with all, great artists. You have that with most painters or writers and things like that. A lot of the pain that's in them comes out into the art. And that's not to say that if you're an artist, you need to have that struggle. But if you are, dealing with these issues, then it can be a very good creative outlet for it.
So if you're feeling okay and you're in a happy relationship and everything's wonderful, then it's not the best for writing songs. Is what you're basically saying.
Yeah, exactly. No, I remember at one point with my current partner, I was saying to him, I was like, do you realise how annoying this is? I'm really happy with
Can
you.
we have an argument so I can write
Yeah,
about it?
exactly. Sometimes I'll just like push him out of nowhere and I'm like, start something. I need to write about something. Just kick him under the table like, what are you going to do about it? Yeah.
So you touched briefly upon just now the whole mental health
Yes.
conversation, and you don't need to be a genius to figure out by looking at your social media
Yes.
for no more than a couple of seconds
Yeah.
that obviously it's something really important to you.
Definitely.
And I think it's fair to say that you're an advocate for it.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of conversation at the moment within the media of the musician and mental health and
Yes.
how it all fits in together. And
Yeah.
I mean, I made a couple of jokes on my Facebook about how if you go to more gigs, it's good for your mental health.
Yeah. Yeah.
But seriously, like, do you think musicians and the music industry affects musicians' mental health?
I think it's very demanding because, like, obviously with any profession, you're going to have those demands within your area of your expertise.
Sure.
But I think the performing arts specifically is that you're not just a work person. Your whole self is exposed when you go out and you perform or you unveil your work that you've done. And I think because of that, it puts a lot of you on display and it makes you very open to that criticism and to that hurt. And, obviously there are ways of dealing with it, but if you're someone who's already struggling with mental health, I know that, specific kind of targeted, even if it's not specific criticism of people like trolls who, are very obvious and very prominent these days, but the fact that you're constantly under scrutiny, I think makes it much harder. Yeah.
I hope you don't mind me asking, but how do you deal with that as a musician?
Medication. No. So yeah, I mean, for me, it's obviously very different. Different things work for different people. Like one-to-one therapy works for some people. Medication works for others. For me, I started medication about a month ago, and the difference is amazing. And I'm just so grateful to the NHS, and the way that we can get the help that we need. But I think a lot of things that could help people who are struggling with mental health is just opening up the conversation. I find that just telling one friend, one person, one parent, I'm having a really down week, you'll need to give me my space, is so much easier.
And are people understanding for that?
Yeah, I find that people are a lot more receptive to it now than, they were in the past, where if you said, I can't come into work today, I'm too sad, they'd be like, okay, get over it, get in. And I mean, I still have that conversation with some people where I say, oh, I'm having a really bad anxiety day. And they'll be like, what are you anxious about? And I'm like, that's not how it works. It's kind of that your brain going, danger. And you're like, where? And they're like, I don't know.
Or I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Just prepare.
Yeah. Should we do another song?
Yes, absolutely. I'm just going to check which song I'm doing. Okay. This one is called What You Came to Say. Tell me this in person, say it to my face. You don't wanna make me hurt, love. Watch our steps retrace. You wanna say what I don't know. Tell me where we go from here. My eyes are wide, no longer hiding. So tell me what you came to say. Time ticking by. You say this might surprise me, so tell me what you came to say. You're breathing pretty quickly. You won't meet my eyes. I feel it so sickly. But darling, I'm trying. Tell me what I need to know. Tell me where we go from here. My eyes are wide, no longer hiding. So tell me what you came to say. Time ticking by. You say this might surprise me. So tell me what you came to say. I'll hold my breath until you tell me. No one could ever break me like you do. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
What's that song about?
It's kind of, okay, have you ever gotten this text? We need to talk?
Yes.
It's that feeling you get after you get that text.
And half the time your brain goes into meltdown mode.
Oh my God,
But there's
yeah.
actually nothing to worry about.
Exactly.
And that person is just saying, we need to talk about what's on telly tonight.
Exactly.
Or something really mundane like
Do
that.
you want to order a Chinese
pizza,
takeout?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but you're
We need
there
to talk
just
about
like...
what pizza you want.
Yeah, exactly. We need to have a serious chat about pepperoni.
There needs to be a worldwide message that those
Yeah.
3 words, we need to... 4 words,
Yep,
sorry.
yep, yep.
Like, shouldn't be said in a casual sense.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. To any partner, anytime.
Yep.
Because that just, in your mind, you're just like, break up, break up, break up.
And then your head, you're going, wait, what have I said over the last
exactly.
6
It's
months
just
that
like,
might have caused this?
Oh, God, what have I done?
Let's also chat a bit about covers.
Yes.
You've done loads of awesome ones.
Thank you.
What is it that makes you pick that song as a cover?
I like to do something a bit unusual,
Okay.
like put your twist on it a little bit, because I think that's what makes a cover more distinctive. I mean, obviously there are so many amazing artists out there who do covers in a similar style to their own, but I kind of like to do something a bit weird. I mean, I sometimes I take it a bit too far. I tried to do an acoustic cover of Genuine's Pony.
Wow.
Which is,
okay.
It's quite hard to make that
I haven't
acoustic.
heard that one.
Oh, you want
No, I
it?
know the
Yeah,
song,
yeah.
but I haven't heard your version.
That's because I never revealed it, because I was like, this
Okay.
is a really filthy song. Like, this should not be done in an acoustic setting. It only works when you can't hear the lyrics.
Take the headphones off.
Yeah, exactly.
But what is it that inspires you to put that twist on it?
I guess just to make your kind of stamp on it. I think, like for me, when I listen to someone else's music, I find I don't sing along with the main line. I'll either have to like harmonize or do something else, because if I sing like the artist is singing, I find I'm competing with the way they're doing it. And I feel like the same thing kind of comes into my covers. If I know I'm doing something original, it doesn't feel as much of a competition.
What are you like at learning other people's lyrics?
Oh, yeah, I'm all right at learning other people's lyrics,
Okay.
yeah. Because lyrics are usually the first thing I listen to with any song.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So with you writing music, what comes first, lyric or the rhythm or music?
Usually lyrics. It's usually a hodgepodge of, kind of little things I've written,
What's a hodgepodge?
Just a mix, a conglomerate, if you will.
A mashup.
Exactly. A mashing.
Cool.
Of various different lyrics I've come up with at different times, then I put it all together. Yeah.
I'm still thinking about the word hodgepodge.
It's a good one, isn't it? It sounds really cute. Hodgepodge.
It's really funny. Sorry.
Yeah, kind of sounds like a hedgehog's cousin or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you have a favourite cover that you do?
Ooh, definitely Deja Vu by Beyonce.
Thought you were going to say Genuine's Pony.
I remember I once made a joke about how the first dance at my wedding would have to be to Genuine's Pony, and my mum was like, please no. Please no.
Wow.
Imagine a slow dance to that, though.
Yeah,
It would be, that'd be something.
Let's move away from
Yeah.
So what's coming up next for Sabrina Parker?
So at the moment, I'm doing a lot of writing, and I'm posting on Instagram a lot. No, I'm learning how to drive. That's a big thing.
Exciting.
Yes, I'm enjoying it. It's scary, but it's fun.
You can get some tips off Emmy. She's just passed her test.
Ah, very nice, very nice. But yeah, no, I'm just figuring out what direction I want to go into next, and I've got some new demos, and I'm hoping to release an EP soon. So,
Exciting. Do we have a timeline for that?
Not at all.
Okay. That's kind of an exclusive,
time.
right?
What's that?
That's kind of an exclusive.
Yeah, exactly. You'll have to pay £2.49 to find out when my EP gets released.
Okay, and if people want to, first of all, have you got any live gigs coming up?
Not at the moment, but there will be very soon.
So URLs for people to watch out for to find out when you're
Yes.
playing.
So if you want to find everything, then you can go to my website, which is sabrinaparker.co.uk. But I'm on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, and Amazon Music.
And everything else that you
and
haven't
everything
thought of
else.
that you haven't
Exactly. Snapchat? I don't know. But yeah, drop me a message. I'm very friendly.
said. Yeah, I can vouch for that.
Thank you.
I think it'd be rude to not finish this interview with an Ellie Goulding impression.
Oh my God. Are you sure you don't want to hear Shakira instead?
We can do both.
A duet of Ellie Goulding and Shakira.
Yeah.
Oh God. Okay. I'm trying to think of songs that Ellie Goulding have done. And we're gonna let it burn, 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 burn. We're gonna let it burn, 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 burn. That's Ellie Goulding. That's my party trick.
That's pretty good.
And then Shakira, of course, has to be. Can't you see I'm at your feet whenever, wherever we're meant to be together. I'll be there and you'll be near. And that's the deal, my dear. Thank you. Fun fact about that impression.
It's like Shakira was in the room.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, that is
Uncanny.
the most views I've gotten on any video on my Instagram was my Shakira impression.
Is that really a party trick at the end of a night?
Oh
Just
my
it out?
God, yes. Oh,
How many
my
drinks
Lord,
does
yes.
it take?
About 4.5.
Noted.
But depends how relevant Shakira is to the situation. If she just comes on the radio, I'll be like, guys, like, la 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 la, and then everyone will cover their ears and walk away. So yeah.
Fair enough. Tyler, we'll change the tone. You're going to end with a song for us.
Yes, I am.
What's this one called?
This one is called Want You. This is another new one.
It's not by Shakira.
It is not. But it will be sung in the style of Shakira. No. Can you
You're setting
imagine?
yourself up for a
Yeah,
roasting
I
one.
really am.
And what's it about?
It's about that feeling of when you're like, oh, I really like this person and I don't know how to feel about it, but this is
there
exciting.
a but, or is it just a happy song?
It's just a happy song, you know.
Excellent.
For once. Hey,
Well,
hey.
Well, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
It's been an absolute pleasure. And you've been waiting in the wings for quite a long time.
I have.
so
I've been
it's
hanging
great to
out.
have
I
you.
ate all the
I know.
cheese and pickle sandwiches.
I wondered where they were. No, I'm joking.
'Twas I.
Thank you again, honestly. It's been great having you on board.
Thank you for having me. I've never wanted anyone the way I want you now. got a fire behind my eyes I can't seem to put out. It feels electric, baby, standing in front of you. Your hands on mine and suddenly I'm red, not blue. But how do I tell my mama about the way I feel for you? 'Cause I'm seeing the sun rising through your smile in everything you do. And darling, I want you. You are the sweetest secret that I always almost tell. Hiding in plain sight, but you don't hide that well. It feels electric, baby, standing in front of me. Your hands on mine and suddenly I'm red for all to see. Ooh. But how do I tell my mama about the way I feel for you? 'Cause I'm seeing the sun rising through your smile and everything you do. And how do I tell my mama about the way I feel for you? 'Cause I'm seeing the sun rising through your smile and everything you do. And darling, I want you. Darling, I want you. Darling, I want you. Thank you.
Big thanks to Sabrina Parker.